Hey, I'm Mike Baccarello, and today we're going to take a look at some diminished arpeggio patterns that we can easily add to our improvisational toolbox. Let's start by taking a look at some arpeggio fingerings. To get started, we're going to take a look at a couple fingerings for a diminished 7th arpeggio. Now, because the arpeggio is purely minor thirds and every note is equidistant from each other, there's a lot of ways this arpeggio can move, and there's a lot of different fingering possibilities. This is just one of them, and I would recommend exploring as many of these as you can. We're going to demonstrate this with an A-flat diminished arpeggio. In my head, I'm thinking G7, so that'd be the diminished 7th arpeggio you would use over G7. So we're going to start here with A-flat on my first finger on the 4th fret of the 6th string, and my pinky on B on the 7th fret of the 6th string. Then I move my first finger to the 5th fret of the 5th string, D, and then F with my pinky on the 8th fret. Then we go to the 4th string, 6th fret with my second finger, 4th fret, 3rd string with my first finger, which is a B, D on the 7th fret of the 3rd string with my pinky, F on the 6th fret of the 2nd string with my 3rd finger, and then back to A flat on the 1st string, 4th fret. Here's a slight variation on that. So A flat on the 6th string, 4th fret, B on the 6th string, 7th fret with my pinky. Then I'm going to go to D with my second finger on the 5th fret of the 5th string. Then I'm going to jump to F on the 3rd fret of the 4th string with my first finger, A flat with my pinky on the 6th fret, B with my second finger on the 4th fret of the 3rd string, D on the 3rd fret of the 2nd string, F on the 6th fret of the 2nd string, and then A flat on the 4th fret of the 1st string. Now these are both the same exact notes, and there's more ways to finger this than just those two, but those are the two I'm going to look at today, and I want you to get started with those two. You can explore it more ways. You can explore more, you can go further backwards. There's a lot of options with these arpeggios, but we'll start with just these two. Now our first pattern is groups of 3. So all we're going to do is play the arpeggio in groups of 3. So we're going to play from the first note up 3, then go to the second note up 3, and so forth. And that takes me all the way to the top of the arpeggio. And in the example, I move up a minor third and go backwards. Same thing. I'm still going down in groups of 3. I'm just descending now. Now this being a 3-note grouping, it feels really comfortable as triplets. And that's the first way we're going to look at it. For some rhythmic variety, though, we can do it as 8th notes. By doing those groups of 3s as 8th notes or 16ths, you break up the monotony of the accent always falling on when the pattern repeats. So you're breaking up the pattern quite a bit, and it's a cool trick to play on the ears, I think. Now, with the first example, we just went up and then all the way to the top and then down. What if we alternated directions? So we're going to go up 3, and then we're going to play the second group of 3 that we would normally play. We're going to play it in reverse order. So instead of going A flat, B, D for the first pattern, B, D, F for the second pattern, we're going to go A flat, B, D first pattern, and then F, D, B second pattern, and repeat that pattern. And go through the whole pattern that way. And of course, we can take that and play it as eighth notes. This next example is me taking this diminished arpeggio and applying it to a 2/5 in the key of C major. So my chords are D minor 7, G7, C major 7. For the G7, I'm playing A flat diminished, which gives us a dominant 7 flat 9 sound. So for the D minor section, I'm playing up a D minor arpeggio. So I start in C on the 5th fret of the 3rd string, hammer on to D on the 7th fret, F on the 6th fret of the 2nd string with my 2nd finger, A with my 1st finger on the 5th fret of the 1st string, and I jump up to C with my pinky on the 8th fret, and I walk down chromatically to A flat, and that takes me to G7. Now for G7, I play this A flat diminished arpeggio in descending groups of 3. And I land on C. So for that pattern, I go A flat, F, D, F, D, B, D, B, and I slide into C. C on the 5th fret of the 3rd string, E on the 5th fret of the 2nd string, G on the 8th fret, B on the 7th fret of the 1st string, D on the 10th fret, and land on C. So here's the line. And rhythmically, I'm starting on the and of 1, and beat 2 of the D minor 7 is a triplet. So rhythmically it looks like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2 and a 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and. The next arpeggio pattern we have is groups of 4. So it's the same basic idea as the groups of 3s, where we go up 3 and then we go down to the next note and go up 3. But we're going to go up 4 and then go to the next note and 4. So we're going to go through the whole position. So we're going back to the first note of each pattern. First note, second note, third note, fourth note, fifth note, and so forth. And same thing descending. Since this is groups of 4, it lays itself really well out for 8th notes or 16th notes. But what if you try it with triplets? In addition to being good practice for your rhythm, I think it adds a really cool rhythmic effect on the pattern and kind of jumbles up where we expect the beat to land. So the accent changes. I think it's a really cool effect. That was all ascending, and then when we get to the top, we descended. What if we alternate directions, just like we did with the first one? And of course, we could play that as triplets too. When it comes to improvisation, I tend to practice mostly lines and, language-based things. But I was on a gig this last week, and the piano player kept playing a lot of these pattern-based ideas, and I thought, wow, that is so cool, and that's something that's just lacking from my playing most of the time. So I've been spending the whole week practicing different patterns over different arpeggios, and I wanted to share that with you guys. So I hope you really enjoy this and take this and run with it. This can be great technique practice, but can also be great for your improvisation. So thanks for checking out today's lesson. Keep practicing. I'll see you next time.